by the phone, though. Good morning, Taylor.
Good morning, Becky. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Happy Tuesday, right?
Happy Tuesday. Yes, yes.
All right, and I do want to say, we all put to bed and put to sleep our Washington County Fair. Now all eyes are on Pekin, and it's a wonderful time for Pekin to shine, a beautiful part of our community here, and for the big Pekin 4th of July. Yay!
Yay, yes. Setup starts Friday,
Oh
so
my
we're like
goodness.
3 days away.
Ah! So how are you doing?
It's getting very stressful.
No doubt.
We're excited. We've got everything going on setup wise for Friday. Fire marshals coming down, Homeland Security, the health department. So Friday at the park will just be a busy day of setting up everything and all of the inspections and making sure everything's good and ready to go.
I think sometimes it's good to know, and I appreciate you sharing that with us because I think sometimes we don't realize all the things that go on behind. Like Homeland Security, we know that that's important to have everything checked out, make sure that everything is appropriately, and the way it's handled. And then you go to the fire marshal. Of course, you're talking explosives when you're talking fireworks, and we know that we have the professionals that are letting off these fireworks. But it's so nice to have that checked, and then going, to the health department with the food vendors and everything. It's so nice to see all the great things that are going on behind the scenes.
Oh, absolutely. Our biggest thing is we just want everybody to have a good time, but be safe while they're doing it.
Yeah,
And we also want to be legal, of course. So
yeah,
those people are very important. They play a huge role
yeah.
because if they say no to anything, you've got about an hour or two to fix the problem, or else the show doesn't go on, kind of thing.
Right.
So we take them very serious. You have to apply for permits a couple of months ahead of time, and which this year, we were a little slow on the permits just because we were nervous about the construction going on here on Highway 60. And thankfully, everything turned out in our favor. And so the parade route is staying the same. And we were able to just get the regular permit this year. So we got kind
Awesome.
of lucky with that.
Well, I remember last time actually you were on Coffee Club. We talked about that, and you were a little bit. You didn't think it would, but you were going to, give us a follow up. So it's not going to affect it.
As of now, no. If they still have not put the barricades up, and the roads are still open. So praise God for that.
Yes, definitely.
That was a huge stressor for us. We did not want to have to close the park down. We were worried about how people were going to get into the park
Hmm.
and things like that. So thankfully, people can sit at the park with their family and they can walk straight over to the stage when the parade is over. To be able to, see the grand marshal induction and all that good stuff. So we're so thankful for that. NDOT came through, even though it wasn't
Yay.
their plan. They're a blessing in disguise for it starting a little bit late. So
Right. And the construction, just like, with, right here in our, in Salem, we're going through so much. And I know Pekin's going to be starting out. I think everybody's going through a lot of construction right now, but it's going to be wonderful. And it's a blessing that they are putting that money in your community, and they are bettering. It's a little bit, but when you're planning an event, it can be very, scary when you're the event planner trying to make sure that because we are kind of accustomed, we do things kind of, I guess, as we've always done them, and
yeah.
and we like it that way. you know
The
when you,
show was still on, and so that's Jeff Thomas, the Pekin Town Marshal. I mean, him and I talk. We've talked months in advance, and we start making a plan B, C, and D if we need to, kind of thing. And
right.
um, I appreciate him so much because sometimes I just call him and I'm like, oh gosh, what are we going to do? And he already has the plan. Like he already
Oh,
has it in his mind. Okay, this is what we're going to do. And so he makes my life a lot easier because I don't have to actually come up with a plan usually. I just have to agree with it. So it's nice to have him in my corner, but thankfully, we're going to be able to do things the way that we wanted to in the first place, and next year if something changes, then we'll deal with that next year. But this year we're pretty blessed to be able to still have it our regular route. So We'll see. This hopefully will be the best year since COVID. Last year we were able to have a pretty good crowd, and we had, some good rides and things like that. But it was still, people were still kind of scared of COVID, and I think that COVID has died down so much that this year we'll have an even better turnout, or at least that's what we're hoping for.
I think so. I'm excited about it too. Yeah, I think that this is like a busy, going to be a very busy summer for everyone, because I think we're all excited about kind of getting back to somewhat, if you want to use the word normal, whatever you want to call it, but somewhat, and feeling a little bit more about happy about going to events and being part of them. And so I think, I think it'll be huge. I think everybody coming together, it's a great time to see people you haven't seen and getting caught up with people. And of course the events, you've got it all packed, and all kinds of events coming up for the Pekin 4th.
Yeah, and I don't know if you've seen the weather, but
Yes, I was going to ask if we were going to talk weather.
yeah. So plan accordingly if you are planning on coming down to Pekin. Hopefully the weather turns around, but it looks like we are going to be expecting some rain. However, the show goes on. So rain or shine. Now, if there's lightning, we would have to shut the rides down and things like that. We don't want anybody getting hurt. But the park, it does get kind of muddy in the rain. So, don't wear your fancy shoes, and bring a rain poncho or something, because the parade, I mean, it still goes on at 10 a.m. Actually, the year that I won Queen, I laughed because I feel like I looked like a wet dog. I was soaked. I mean, it poured that entire morning. My best friend literally carried me to the stage so I wouldn't sink in my heels, walking through the grass to get on the stage. So it just, the show goes on, and so be prepared. But hopefully the weather turns around and gives us some nice sunshine and everything.
Right. I have to quote Andy Newland. He used to always say, never rain, just maybe a heavy dew on the Pekin 4th.
Yeah.
So we can do heavy dews, and that's okay. And maybe it'll, if it does rain a little bit, maybe that'll be refreshing and kind of cool things off a little bit. And it always works. It seems like we don't know how, but it always works.
Yeah, the grace of God.
Yes, exactly.
That's definitely what I always say. By the grace of God, we get everything done. Yeah, I miss Sweet Andy. He recently passed away, so That's cool that you brought him up.
Oh yeah, well he actually, if you remember, it's been, I think, maybe 3 4th of July's ago that I guess it'd be 3 years ago, that he actually did the announcing with a parade with us. And that was so much fun. Yeah, so that was cool. And I was so happy. I treasured that time. And he was a dear friend. And he, I know he'd be so proud to see Pekin 4th and going on. And, you had some really good pillars there. That, the history of Pekin and the 4th, and then continuing on and keeping the traditions and stuff. I think I'm very proud of you, Taylor, for doing that.
Thank you. Yeah, we have, Frank Anderson,
yes.
That's Darlene's dad.
Absolutely.
And where you sit, his old house, where you sit every year is when you do everything, like the commentating and stuff. He was the Grand Marshal the year that I won the Queen contest. And so I have little special memories like that with him, because he passed away that following year. And so I got to do shop with the cop with him and things like that. I got to ride with him in his cop car, and just so many people, Buster Crockett and Jim Roll and all the people. And when I worked at Newlands, all these people used to come in to Newlands, where Casey says now, and they were truly like the men of Pekin, and so I miss them, but it's sweet memories, and they are what helped, make this go for years and years and years. So I definitely have some big shoes to fill.
Yeah, I'm just thinking now when you start talking about Newlands, I start thinking about those fried mushrooms.
Oh gosh,
all that good food.
Thing. It was a good thing, but the worst thing about working there, I ate fried food every day.
Oh, I would too.
So
Yeah.
good.
Great memories though, for sure. And Newlands was such a big part too. And we know that it's changed, but like name dropping some of these names, these are like pillars that have really put so much into this and made it successful and made sure that it continued. And then you're picking it up still and continuing it too. So that's pretty awesome, you and your committee, and hats off to everyone involved, and making sure that we continue having the Peak and Fourth, and it's the oldest consecutive, Fourth of July celebration. So that's pretty awesome, Taylor.
Yeah, we're on our way to 200. So this is the 192nd. I won't name drop anything, but we're already starting to plan for the 193rd. And I am hoping that it's our biggest one yet. And I know I say that every year, but entertainment-wise next year, we're trying to bring some pretty big names. So as soon as I get the 100% okay to name drop, I will have to come back on and I'll have to make you the official announcer of who we're going to be bringing. Hopefully, fingers crossed that everything works out.
I would love that. Definitely. Yes. That sounds like so much fun. Love, love, love that. Well, and just like that's just one more thing too, that a lot of times, we have other things on our plate that we're dealing with, but you are working, and your committee and your group, the organization is actually working all year round to get this. And I always want to say this, Taylor, anybody that's put on an event like this, from the minute to minute, I mean, you've got it, and we're going to go over actually the kind of the itinerary, but like you have to plan to have, this person at 10 o'clock, this person at 11 o'clock or whatever, however, and we're going to go over that, but that's a lot of scheduling. And then, you wait for callbacks, and if one person can't come at this time, but they can come at this time, then you have to call back that other person and ask if they could work at that time. I mean, there's just so much going on. And when you see a list of the activities, you have to realize that there's been so many hours that have gone on to make this possible.
Oh, absolutely.
And I say that in any event. Yeah, when you go to any event, any festival, any kind of a get together like that, and there's an itinerary, somebody has worked hard, very hard, to make this all happen.
Oh, for sure. And we only have about 13 people on our committee, which, kind of would sound like a lot, but really it's not for how much goes into it. A lot of our people, they plan more than just like they're over just more than one committee. Tisha, who's in charge of the parade, she took over some royalty contests. Darlene, she does multiple royalty contests. We've got entertainment chairmen. So there's just a lot that goes into it, and we're always asking people to come and join the betterment, and even to join, or attend one meeting. And that well, this is kind of too much or not for me, then we definitely respect that. But to just give it a shot, our meetings are the third Thursday of the month at 7:30 at the Beacon Park Shelter House. And it's available to the public. So we will have our first officer meeting in August. So we get a little break in between the 4th and then in September is when we start back with the whole committee. And the public is welcome to come to that.
Love that. Love that. Awesome. All right. Let's see here. And okay. Well, I mean, and yes, and so that's an opening welcome for anybody that wants to be a part, and and just like you said, come and see if this is for you. And if it's not, that's okay. But if it is, then jump in, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We're definitely always inviting.
For sure. All right, let's talk. Let's kind of go over the itinerary. Can we start on Friday at 10 a.m. and I'll let you kind of go from there.
Okay.
Do you have it in front of you?
If you, the girls are asleep.
I'm so sorry. I have it.
Got my folder so I could have my name of sponsors and then our events here. So
yeah, I have it if you don't, but I was just going to let you. I think they get tired of hearing me.
So Friday, of course, like I said, will be our setup. We'll start about 10 a.m. We did have pre-registration for our flea market business. However, we do still have a couple of spots that are available. So if anybody wants to be a flea market vendor, they can reach out to Amy Rogers. Her information can be found on our website. It's pekin4thofjuly.com. Fourth is spelled out. Or they can even email me at pcbotaylor@gmail.com, and I'll get you in touch with Amy, and we can get you set up to be a flea market vendor. And then, so Saturday, July 2nd, everything opens at 12 o'clock. So, Spin Around Sound, they are DJs and MCs. We've had them for a couple of years, so they're familiar faces around the park. And they will be going until 5 o'clock until the band starts. Our food court and flea market and the rides, they all open at 12 o'clock as well. And then about 12:15, we'll have the little babies line up for their contest over by the park under the tent, and that contest will start at 12:30. And then at 2 o'clock, we brought a new contest. It's we're calling it the Little Miss and Mr. Firecracker Contest, and it's from ages 7 to 9. Which I believe Salem brought some new contests this year too. Is that right?
Yep, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this will I'm thinking it'll be a little like it. I wasn't able to go to the contest, but I think around the same age group. So 7 to 9 is the firecracker, and then immediately following will be our dynamite contest, and that is ages 10 to 12. So that'll be exciting to see. We got 12 little kids between the two contests, so I think that's a pretty good number for the first year. Those contests are pre-registration because the firecracker and dynamite kids, they actually go into our ad books. So parents can, and grandparents and friends, they can collect the book with their child, picture in it and all that stuff. So those are all pre-registration. So for next year, if you have a kid that's going to be 7 to 12 years old, definitely talk to us, and we can kind of let you know how that will work, and to make sure that you don't miss the deadline for that.
I love that. And so this is new?
This is a new contest. You have 2 new contests that we brought this year.
I love that. We'll see how it goes and see how it works.
I think they're cute. They're little names, the firecracker and dynamite. They just go with the 4th of July.
Definitely. They put the boom in.
And then from 5 o'clock to 7:30, we have Lysergic performing, and they're actually a local band. They live in Bloomington now, but all of the kids, well, I shouldn't really call them kids, all of the young adults, they graduated from Salem.
Oh.
So they are a local band, and we are excited. I've never heard them perform, actually on stage or anything, but I've watched their YouTube videos and things like that, and they have a lot of good music that goes around. So I'm excited to see them. We like to support locals. So
definitely. What kind of music are they?
So John Borka, he's one of the main people. I've been talking to him, and they do a little bit of everything.
They're very good. I know. Yes. I know. Yes, exactly. Yeah, they're good. That's going to be good. Yeah. And that goes from 5 to
perform a lot of rock and a lot of country. And I think that's right up Pekin's alley.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So then on Sunday at 12:30, we will open, I'm so sorry. We changed the time on that. Actually, so Sunday we're opening at 12 o'clock as well. Because the 3-on-3 basketball registration will start from 12 to 1 o'clock. Okay. George Browning is in charge of that. And at 1 o'clock, the 3-on-3 basketball tournament will start. And then from 12 until after the fireworks, keep in mind, the weather and everything, but until after the fireworks, the food courts will be open, the flea market, bluegrass rides, and then Spin Around Sound will be there to MC until 7 o'clock. Spin Around Sound will be there, and then they will go back to the back where the basketball court is, so that they'll play music when the fireworks are going. Because at 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock, we have the Wax Factory, and we actually had them last year, and they do the full contact karaoke for the second part of their show. And that is really cool. You get to go up with the band. You sign up on their webpage, and you get to go up with the band and sing. I am so sorry if I can yell. My little baby is crying here.
Okay.
Wait.
That's okay. That's okay.
And so then after the band plays, and once it gets dark, which we really say around 10 o'clock every year, then the fireworks by straight shooters will go on. So, and then we get a couple of hours of sleep, or a cat nap, as I like to call it, and the 4th begins. So lineup for the parade starts around 8:30, and Millie's saying hi.
Hi, good morning. Yes.
So on the 4th, the parade lineup will start around 8 to 8:30ish. Everybody has to be lined up no later than 9:30, and the parade takes off at 10 a.m. Are you there?
Yep, absolutely. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So the parade, and so now for anybody that you've already pre-registered for the parade, correct?
Yes. So parade has already been pre-registered, and actually Tisha, she did a thing last year where she had people. Last year when they came, they could sign up for this year. So we had already had most of our entries from last year.
Yeah.
And I believe she'll be doing that again this year to kind of save people time and a stamp. You could just go ahead and sign up for next year's parade this year.
That's wonderful. And it's a good thing to kind of have that too, especially on when you're purchasing trophies or whatever, it's nice to know. And it's kind of nice to also with the lineup, how to organize the lineup.
Yes.
When you pre-register.
There have been some years where we have had an abundance of extras when it comes to trophies and ribbons and things.
Yeah.
And then there's been years that unfortunately we didn't have enough plaques, like for our classic cars, and so then we're having to reorder and mail them out, things like that. So This is a way for us to be able to make sure that everybody gets everything that they deserve, because we like giving out those plaques and the trophies and things. So. And we've changed up. We've added like a new float, like the best decorated type of float. That's a new category that we have. So we try to change it up just a little bit. Sometimes change can be a good thing, sometimes not. So we just kind of have to play with it and see what works best for everyone, and go from there.
Well, during COVID, prior to that, it was just kind of show up. And then during COVID, to have it and to make sure that it was done and done successful, you had to do the sign up so that, and that was, I think that was one thing that you took away that was a good thing, not a bad thing at all.
Yeah, for sure. Because like you said, we were able to have an accurate count for our trophies and our ribbons, and even local law enforcement thanks us for doing it that way.
Sure.
Mainly because it kept the organization of things a lot easier even for them.
Right.
So that was one thing they appreciated, and they were like, you guys can keep that if you want. So we did, because it worked out well for us.
Right.
So we will have it to where you can register for next year, and then you don't even have to worry about, sitting in and mailing it in, or worrying about if we got it or anything like that. You'll just automatically be entered for next year. And Tisha's already sent me, the rules and everything that we have for next year as well. So
awesome.
But it'll be a pretty good parade, a pretty good size parade. Which last year we had a good size too. So
it always is. It always is a wonderful parade. And the parade route will be the same?
Yes, yep, it'll be the same. So we'll start at Eastern High School, and we'll go all the way down to the Pekin Park. So now the walkers, which we don't really have walkers this year, but the band, I should say, the band and like the color guard and our little train, if you have ever seen the Little Betterment train, they will start down like right on Main Street, right there where Blue River and Main Street starts. That's where they will start at. And then the horses, we always have the horses line up. If you're on like going towards Eastern School Road, and there's like a little gravel road right across from Susan Way, the little subdivision over there. That's where we always have our horses lined up at, just so that they're not in the school parking lot. So the horses start there, but everybody else starts at the school for the parade lineup.
Awesome. And of course, then it follows going through the Pekin Park, which I love. It's always like a shady area. It's always a beautiful little walk through there, or and so, and a lot of people, that's always packed with a lot of people watching the parade. So I love the
the
parade route.
Yeah. So after the parade, immediately following once the parade has stopped, we'll give people, a few minutes to get over to the park. But we will go in with our Dollars for Scholars and all of the like opening ceremony. So our grand marshal presentation with Dr. Kemper and Dr. Carty.
Love it.
We'll do, the Pledge of Allegiance and the Star Spangled Banner, getting my words mixed up there, and Katie Kemper, which is Dr. Carty and Kemper's daughter, she will be the one to actually sing. So that's kind of cool to have them all do it the same year.
Yeah.
And the reading of the Declaration of Independence, we have the Eastern High School valedictorian, Peyton Whitfield. She will be there with us this year. And then following all of the opening ceremonies, we go straight into the Prince and Princess contest, followed by the Queen contest. And then that does end the fourth this year with the Queen announcement. So we say we'll be done probably around 5 o'clock. And something new this year, we have Main Street Meats in our shelter house. And I was told that the fire department there in Pekin will be doing their breakfast this year. That they've always done. They've done it for years. They've done their breakfast there. So Main Street Meats is actually going to do a breakfast at the shelter house, the Beecher Park Shelter House, from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. So right when the parade starts, they will be in the shelter house doing a breakfast. So anybody is welcome to come there. I haven't heard like what all kind of foods will be there and things like that, but they have fresh meat and everything in the store, so I'm sure it'll be delicious whatever they decide to serve.
Yeah, sounds good.
Something nice.
If you can sit and watch a parade and eat biscuits and gravy or whatever, you talk about living life, right?
That's like the ideal way to go,
It is.
So
You're doing something right. Yeah.
There before we head over to the school, we always stop in the park and just kind of check on everybody, make sure our vendors are good and getting started and everything before we head over to the park or head over to the school. So we'll definitely be stopping to get some food.
I love that. Love that. Well, and then let's talk about this too. And I just want to keep reminding everybody, after the fireworks, McDonald's is going to be giving away free ice cream. So that's a win-win.
Nice.
Yeah. So they're going to be giving away free ice cream after the fireworks. So you talk about ice cream and fireworks, you talk about America, right? That is completely
right.
That
exactly.
is red, white, and
that's
blue.
Awesome that they're doing that too. I didn't realize. Will there be any type of fireworks in Salem this weekend? Do you know?
No, maybe locally, maybe people personal, but no, I think all eyes are on you, Taylor.
Okay.
We're counting on you, Taylor, to put on that show for us.
Right. Well, I know straight shooters, they plan way ahead of things. They started ordering last October, actually, because of shipping costs and everything coming from China. Just because it would cost us probably 3 times the amount if we were to buy here. But with shipping and cargo and things getting lost, they started ordering supplies in October, so we could have the show that we want to have. So I know that they won't let us down.
Absolutely. And that's really, I don't know of any, we've not had any local. I think everybody's just going to be excited and coming to the 4th and celebrate, because it's Pekin's time to shine, and it's all of us ready to just come and celebrate and for those out of town to get to see Pekin. It's highlighting your community and also a big part of our county. Pekin is a big part, and it's going to be fun to come to Pekin and see all of the activities, from the flea markets to the food to the rides to the entertainment to the fireworks. Yeah, I think everybody's going to be gearing up, getting ready, and coming to your fireworks, Taylor.
Yeah, well, we're excited to have them all. Like I said, just make sure that you plan accordingly. Since we're not in charge of the weather, I don't want people to get drenched or get super muddy and be wearing their favorite pair of flip-flops or something, Maybe wear some rain boots or mud boots or something to still be able to come and have some fun. I know Hazley, she doesn't mind to play in the little muddy Puddles as Peppa Pig says.
Oh
So,
my gosh, I love
so
that.
she'll still be having a good old time no matter what the weather is. She
Oh,
just knows it as well.
definitely. Well, it's so many great traditions, but then you add some new stuff, and then try some new things out to see how they work. And of course, we know that's always exciting too, and to change it up a little. Am I putting you on the spot if I ask some of the different like food that we're going to have there? You don't, I mean, maybe if you don't remember all their names, but like just some of the varieties of food.
Yeah, so we'll have pretty much everything. So I'm in charge of the food vendors, and we've actually got some new food vendors this year. So like I told you, Main Street Meats will be in the shelter house. And I believe that he's going to have a little bit of everything. Since they, offer a bunch of different meats at their store there on Main Street in Pekin. So I know they'll have their grill, and he's going to try to have some fish just because in the previous years we've had the fish fries there.
I love it. Yes.
So he was working on getting his portable fryer, which I didn't even know they really made one of those, but he was trying to get his portable fryer up and running. So hopefully there will be some fish there. That's not a for sure 100% thing, but that he had mentioned that to me. So they'll be there, and we've never had breakfast in the park either. So that's something new that will be nice to see people eating at a morning of the 4th at the park. And then we have Highway 150 Blues Cafe. They are new as well. They are from Hartsburg, Indiana, so they're still local. But this will be their first time coming.
What kind of food do they have?
They have literally everything because he sent me the menu and I was like, well, I want this, and this. So I'm looking forward to trying his mushroom Swiss burger.
Oh, have mercy. Oh my goodness. Are you serious?
And that's my favorite. Anytime I go to a burger joint, I want the mushroom Swiss.
Taylor, when you order two, one for me and one for you.
Right? We'll eat our burgers together in the park, Becky.
Definitely.
So I'm excited for them. Oh, Haven said, hi, Becky.
Hi. Hello. Good morning.
And so we have them, and then we have a Main Street concession. So a lot of Main Street. They're from Floyd Knobs, and he's new too. And instead of like a food truck, he has like a food cart, is what he called it when I was talking to him. And he will have like your regular like fair food, hot dogs, corn dogs, and things that you can put on like a little food cart kind of thing.
Yum.
So that'll be kind of cool. I'm excited to see his setup for that. And then dance concessions. And I know they've been at the Salem Fair a few times, Corky and the crew. And they've got like good pizza, and they have all kinds of stuff. We have Miller Foods. They're out of like Corden, Indiana. They're known for their big Italian sausages. And they also have this cute little like lemon shake-up stand thing. It's like literally the shape of a lemon. And it's really cute, but they also do like lime shake-ups and orange shake-ups. They have all the different flavors.
Oh, yum. Okay.
So we got Bert's Quality Provisions, and last year was their first year with us, and they are so good. They're out of New Albany, but they do all smoked food. So I really enjoyed, and I was pregnant last year, so I had a lot of them. But
yeah.
But I really enjoyed their smoked ham and Swiss sandwich. But they have all of the smoked meats. So, and then Top Notch Barbecue. So they are going to be having a name change, which they will officially do at the 4th with the name change. But Top Notch from Salem here, so we'll have them as well. So supporting that local business. And then for ice cream, we'll have 6 scoops from Salem. And then the carnival people, they always bring one food truck as well. And so they have your funnel cakes and fried Oreos and that kind of thing. So I think we'll have a good variety. I believe there's 9. I think I said them all. If I did, I'm so sorry, but there's 9 of them all together for food vendors. So there will definitely be a good variety, and hopefully we can keep the flow going and the lines won't be too long. But but usually they're pretty long because people like their fair food. I know I do.
Well, it's important. We have our priorities set, you know what I mean? And the 4th of July weekend, there's no calories. So, that's when you you hit it hard. And, when else of the year, do you get an opportunity to have such a wonderful variety? But will there be cotton candy? That was something that we've been on the hunt for.
I last year there was cotton candy for like the carnival people. So hopefully they bring it.
Okay.
I'm not sure if any of the other vendors will have it. They did not mention it. I'm wondering if possibly the cart, the guy who I told you had the cart, I'm wondering if he will. Because when he told me he had a food cart, and I was asking him, what all this was, he's like, well, I have all the fair stuff that you can actually sit on the cart.
That's great.
So I don't know exactly how his setup will be, but I'm excited to see how it will be this year.
It sounds good. It sounds delicious, actually. Yeah. Well, that's something too. And I think, when you start talking about families coming, they kind of want to know, as a mom or, or whoever you're bringing, it's always nice to kind of know the variety of food so that, you can, because, sometimes you have picky eaters and kind of an idea. And it sounds like you have everything covered there, Taylor. I think you got it all covered.
Yeah, well, when I go, like, I like to eat something different every time. Now, last year, kind of, I guess that didn't count because I was pregnant and I craved, like, specific things. But usually, I like to try every place out and just, see. So I might have lunch here and then dinner here. And, I get 3 days of that. So that gives me at least 6 times.
Well, you have to pace yourself, definitely.
Eat, a little bit of everywhere.
Yeah.
And the food vendors are pretty good to me. Like, they let me be their little taste tester, which I always appreciate.
Definitely. Well, that's good to know that. And and you're kind of the, you are the president, so it's kind of important for you to make sure that everything, check it all out to make sure it's all okay, right?
Right. Yep. Yeah. I give them the okay to serve it.
Yeah, there you go. Well, okay, so we talked food, and then our flea market too. All kinds of good stuff. Are they just going to have a variety of items?
Yeah. So I've seen the list a little bit, and of course I've had some people reach out to me. One that kind of stood out to me yesterday, actually, I talked to the lady. She said that they go to different flea markets and they sell like candy, kind of like if you were to go to like Tennessee. Tennessee has a ton of candy shops. They have like their own little portable cart type thing with candy, and depending on what kind of celebration or what kind of theme, they make it all to be like the theme of wherever they're at. So they're going to have all kinds of red, white, and blue candy, which I think is super neat.
Yeah.
So that's something that we'll be having. Of course, your vendors. We've got like a pink zebra, an Avon vendor, and then some businesses. Businesses want to come and show off what they've got and to offer the community.
Yeah.
You might hear Millie in here. She's talking.
Millie's just that's okay. You know what? You got to do what you got to do, and we appreciate this, Taylor, because we know you're very busy this week and on into the weekend, and you're a mommy and you're multitasking, and we appreciate getting you on this morning just to kind of go over everything, because some of the things, you got some updates as far as new vendors, new people, new things happening. And this is such a big event, and we want to make sure that, that everyone knows about it. But, things that you can always count on is the parade always on the Pekin 4th, on the 4th at 10 a.m. And then, and
I forgot to tell you too about one of our flea markets that I thought was really cool.
Oh, yeah.
She has like a photo booth. And she told me you just pay $5 and you get a photo booth. She'll have little props for you, and a 5x7 picture. So if you're stopping and you want a quick family photo, hopefully this will be something that she does every year, and people may make a little scrapbook or some type of picture frame or something of like their time at the Pekin Forest. That just dawned on me. So I thought that was something kind of cool this year that's new as well.
Well, we love that. We love photos, don't we, Taylor?
Oh, yes. You got to have them. You got to have the memories and something to look back on,
Yeah.
So we're excited about that. And if you don't mind, I have my list of sponsors, if it's okay if I...
Go right ahead.
So we have our different levels of sponsors. So our platinum sponsors are the donors of the Washington County Community Foundation, the Washington County ARP Task Force, Telemedia, Worley Lumber Company, and RL Plus Parts. Hold on just a second, Hazel. 1 second. Okay. I'm so sorry, Becky.
No, you're fine. RL Parts Plus right here in Salem. Very good. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then the gold donor, we have First Harrison Bank. There you go, Hazel. She wants chocolate milk. And then our silver donors is John Jones Auto Group, Hillcrest Pallet, H&L Door Service, Mid-Southern Bank, Hughes Taylor Funeral Home. Our bronze donors are MJ Auto Sales, Curly Farms, Fox Cafe, Nana's This and That Shop, Triple G Gun Gallery, Stahl Communications, Bossier Family Chiropractic. Our special donors, of course, you and WSLM Radio, Shelby Whitaker with That Dog Mama and Dog City. We've got photography by Michaela, Parton's and Son, Paul Rutherford, Eddie Gilstrap Motors, and Salem Leaders. And then some other donors that we've had are Mount Motors, Sandy's Custom Cakes, Bill Martin, the House of Bounce, TNS Auction Service, Florence's Flowers, Hoosier Trophies, TNS Pizza, Marshall's Fireplace Shop, Vivian's Sheer Magic, Main Street Meats, Stillman's Grove, Sullivan Feed Mill, The Feed Store, Marshall Smell Goods, Salem Speedway, Top Notch, New Washington State Bank, Focus Eye Care Center, Salem Papa John's, Cotton Gym Enterprises, Coley's Heating and Air, and Zinc Signs.
Awesome.
So a huge thank you to all of our sponsors. We could not do it without them. They definitely make the celebration continue with their generous donations and even their time. You know, we appreciate you allowing us to be on the radio, and you post on Facebook for us, and you sent me some, band information, things like that. So we definitely appreciate everything that WSLM does for us.
Well, we just want to make sure that, that any kind of help, and anybody, I feel like if you can help, someone out with an event, it always comes back to bless you for sure. And I think, you guys, it's very important for our community, and it's very important for us to all get to celebrate and enjoy. And it's a lot of hard work that goes into this. So we're very grateful for this, Taylor. And, and everyone, I hope everybody that's on your 13 committee, people, I hope all their ears are burning and realizing, they're doing a great thing by keeping it going and keeping, the fun and all the activities. And we're super excited about that. And of course, I think there's something for everyone. I think you got it all covered for sure.
Yeah. We try our best, and like I said, my committee is awesome. We may be mighty or small, but we're mighty. You know what I mean? And,
right.
And but we want new members, and we want new voices and new ideas, and we try to come up with new things every single year. But there's things that I know we're probably forgetting, and somebody may be able to bring that to us,
Right. Now, Taylor, let's kind of go over some of maybe the rules. Let's be, and first of all, everyone, let's be kind. Let's be nice.
Yes.
We need kindness and we need niceness. And, also, you're going to have you got a lot of people, and you got people that are going to be new, that are not going to understand necessarily all the streets, that are going to try to be parking. So we also have to be very much, watching your children, be very, careful with your children, and also, be understanding, right? Be patient.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, because, Pekin, even though it seems like a big festival, it's a small town. And a lot of people live right there in the park and right there on Main Street and things like that. So, yes, I'll help you here. Come here. We're potty training in my house. So.
Hey, and drinking chocolate milk, not a bad morning.
Right. Okay. You want to say hi on the radio?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh my gosh. She's so cute. Taylor, she's going to be taking over for you in just a few years, I'm sure.
Right.
Yeah, I think she'll just, yeah.
She's not missed one yet.
I don't think she has. I don't believe that. I think that this is their birthright. They're born into this, right?
Yeah, oh, exactly. Well, that's, this will be Millie's first time too, so definitely wave at them when you see them in the Grand Marshal truck this year.
Definitely.
They like that. Well, and Hensley, she is getting to the point where she's excited to like throw candy and wave and that kind of thing. So,
Oh, I love that. That's awesome. Well, okay, so going back on the so yes, don't block driveways. Is that what you're going to talk about? We were talking about
yes.
be respectful to homeowners. Yeah.
People live around the park. Over the past years, we've seen a little bit more caution tape being out and things like that. Just people trying to protect their properties and
Right.
things, which we totally understand and we respect that. But to the local businesses who, you may be able to find some parking and they allow you to park there, make sure to tell them thank you and just be respectful of their property and, treat it as if it were your home or your parking lot or something like that. So we try the best to squeeze everybody in, especially the night of the fireworks. And then on the parade, people will kind of pack in like sardines, which I love. I love to see a full parade route. But parking can be kind of hectic then too. So just make sure if you're parking in anybody's, business or anything like that, just a simple thank you and make sure you pick up your trash or candy wrappers or whatever it may be. The betterment is not responsible for any of that stuff, but we still want to make sure that people are being kind, especially when they're, using other people's property for our event.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah, we want everybody to be happy and it to be a wonderful, event and a wonderful time. What about dogs? Do you kind of have do you, suggest not to bring dogs?
we don't have an actual written dog policy.
Okay.
So if someone does bring their dog, we just of course ask that it's leashed, it's not just running around, and that if it uses the bathroom or something that you clean up after it. We don't want people walking in anything nasty or anything like that. No alcohol, absolutely no alcohol at the park. Last year we did have a little incident. Someone was under the influence and tried to get on stage with the band.
Wow.
So we quickly had to take care of that because, we have to protect our people who are playing for us and protect the stage and all the crowds. There are a lot of kids, so it's kid friendly. Keep it kid friendly. You must stay clothed. And it's not like, I shouldn't say an official rule, so to speak, that it's posted. But we ask that you don't smoke around the main areas, that you kind of go off to the side of the road, the park, and away from all the rides where the kids are and, the crowds and stuff, just to not smoke around them. That's something that I'm actually working on getting as an official rule, where we can actually post it.
Right.
But nobody wants smoke being, blown in their face, especially when they're trying to enjoy a band or eat a nice sandwich or something. So I ask that you be respectful, especially about smoking. And then, like I said, no drinking. And, of course, no drugs. But that's just all across the board. So.
Right. No, we just want to give them friendly reminders and let's be very respectful of each other and the rules, because we do want this to continue on and we want it to be a wonderful time for everyone and families, and we want to be very respectful in that, and just kind of good reminders to kind of go back over some of that, the policies and rules.
It's very family friendly, and we try to make it as kid friendly as possible as well, and so the things that you wouldn't want around your kids, you don't want around other people's kids, and I don't want to say I shelter my kids, but I definitely try to keep them away from all the bad things of the world. So I want that for other people's kids as well.
Absolutely. And what about on the rides? I'm sure you're getting, is there tickets, is there bracelets, or how, or?
Yep. So Tony Best at Bluegrass Amusements, which I'm glad that you brought that up. So he actually is looking for some extra workers. So if you go to the oldest consecutive 4th of July page on Facebook, you can find contact information there. If you're interested in working this weekend, he would need you from July 1st through the 4th, from setup to tear down. Must be 18 and older, have responsible, you can have a vehicle and a way to get there, and then pay is based on experience. If you know any of the mechanics and things like that go into the ride. But he will have bracelets for all day, and then he'll also have ticket sales as well if need be. So I always think the bracelet's the best way to go personally.
Mm-hmm.
And I know he'll have some new rides this year too. So he's going to bring most of them, like starting on the first for setup. And then he's got a couple that are already permitted, like they already have their state permits, that he will be bringing on the morning of July 3rd, because he's already got a few rented out, but he wants to debut some of his rides, his newer rides with us here in Pekin as well.
That.
So you'll see a little bit more on the 3rd than what you will on the 2nd.
Oh, I love that. That's going to be so much fun, and definitely, a great time for little ones and, and big ones too, everyone to be a part of it. That's awesome. And it is a big deal when you have an event and you have rides. That is a big deal.
Oh, for sure. And he's already started breaking some of them. They're actually from Kentucky, so they're not too far away. But he travels all over, like down to Florida, Louisiana, Alabama, all down there. He travels all over the place. So to make sure that he gets these rides here on time, he's actually already been starting to bring them up.
I love that. Yeah. Well, and that is, and they do a lot of traveling, anybody with rides, because it's kind of a thing, it's a big deal to have rides these days. And so, and all the maintenance that goes on into them, and, the setup, the tear down, and all that they've got going in the road and road travel. And of course, we know gas is expensive right now. Although this is good news, they are saying it is dropping, and they say by the 4th that it will have dropped maybe I hate to say a number, but I've heard, now this is not, don't put my name, Becky White, to this, but I've heard like almost 20% maybe, or little 20 cents maybe, about 20, not 20%, 20 cents, 20 cents possibly, fingers crossed on that. So if gas keeps going down, that'll be better for everyone. That'll be a blessing. We'll take, when it went down 1 penny, I was excited.
Same, exactly. And it's sad that we're at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I see, just a penny drop, I'm like, oh, hey, it went down
some. Yeah. It's time to get fill up now. But it is supposed to. This is rumor has it. This is not 100% official. But it's not. I'm not trying to do fake news. But I've heard that 20 cents possibly by the 4th. So that would be a blessing for families, because we know with the prices and everything going up, on that, a lot of people are choosing to do staycations, staying around the community, doing things. So this is just one more beautiful family event that we have in our community that we can all participate and be a part of.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know a lot of travel, and so I know I will be happy. Eddie Gilstrap actually is giving us a vehicle for the weekend for the parade. Huge shout out to them. So I'll be cruising around in a nice new truck this weekend, which will be nice, but I don't want to pay the fuel for it. So that'll be kind of cool. But yeah, everybody just be safe, and we hope to see you at the 4th. And if you have any questions from here on out, you can email me at pcbotaylor@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to answer. Or even most people have my cell phone number, I feel like, so you can even call or text me, and that's a good way to get a hold of me as well. I'll have my phone on, and unless the girls are sleeping or my mom's and these, I try to be as easy access as possible. So
yeah, you could have the policy, if you wake the baby up, you take care of the baby, right?
right, which that has happened a lot.
Yeah.
Which is kind of my fault because I leave my ringer on, but my girls used to be pretty like heavy sleepers, and that has seemed to change recently, which I have a teething baby too.
Well, so, but also
sleep is kind of few far in between right now.
But think of you, Taylor. They're like, they don't want to miss anything,
Oh yeah, well Haley, she's my little nosy one. Mom, who is that? What are you doing?
I love
that. Talking to? I want to say hi.
I love that. Love that. Well, Taylor Humphrey, keep up the great work for all you do, and everybody there at Pekin. And we do want to give, I don't want to leave anybody out, but everybody, Jeff Thomas, he'll be keeping us all, he's got a big shoes to fill there, keeping everybody, safe and doing all that he does, and his crew, everybody there. And of course, the fireworks will be on the 3rd around 10 o'clock. Think of when you think of Pekin 4th, think of 10 around 10 for the fireworks, and definitely 10 for the parade. So, these are easy, and we appreciate you keeping it consistent on that.
Yeah, absolutely. And also a huge thank you to the Beacon Town Hall
Yes.
and all their crew.
Yeah.
I know Dave and Buddy, they were out yesterday checking electrical boxes for us, fixing
Yeah.
lights out there to make sure that everything will be well lit. And then we've got porta potties and the dumpsters and all that stuff being delivered this week. So if you are a Pekin and you are around the park, just be cautious of all the people there working and cleaning the stage and setting out the trash cans and things like that. We're preparing for everything, and it starts normally the week of the 4th. We finalize everything, and so just be cautious if you're over there, and if you see somebody working, tell them thank you.
Yeah.
A small thank you goes a long way, and we're very blessed for, even though it's a small amount of people who are actually play a role in making it happen. I'm just so thankful for each and every one of them.
Very good. Very good. All right, Taylor, thank you so much. I'm going to thank our sponsors this morning. I want to thank, of course, Celebrity Home Loans. They'll actually be in the house tomorrow here on Coffee Club. Meadowview Healthcare Center, Dr. Mindy Gunn, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Marshall Sales, and Fireplace Shop, Salem Crossing, all wonderful sponsors, and Fox Philly Wealth Management, wonderful sponsors every morning right here on Coffee Club. Taylor Humphrey, keep up the great work, and let's have a wonderful 4th of July, and you're quite the little firecracker there, so keep up the good work, okay?
Well, thank you so much, and we will see you on the 4th at where Frank used to live, so right there.
Absolutely. I'm super excited.
You can't tune into Wslm on Facebook. So
the Anderson home is it's a treasure, and they are so awesome for that. Yes, so Brad and I will be broadcasting the parade. We want you to come to the parade, but also we'll be broadcasting it live from the Pekin 4th, and always a fun time. And I always I want somebody to put some kind of different kind of tractor in there to stump Brad, because he knows everything about tractors, and I've yet to find a tractor that he didn't know about. So
yeah, so we need an antique one or some kind of different one for
something
him to kind of stump his knowledge a little bit, right?
Yeah, yes, I would love to do that. But well, Taylor, thank you so much. Keep up the great work. Kiss the girls and have a beautiful Tuesday, hon. Okay.
Hey, thank you, Becky.
Thank you. Bye-bye.